Hello, my lovely professor.
Hello.
I'm so grateful that you are here. And all the way from Copenhagen, we had a nice introduction but you can always say a little bit more about yourself. You have so many beautiful reflection of Maharishi Ayurveda that I cannot wait to hear. But today we will talk about sleep. And of course, if you want to share anything, um, any research that you have that you think the people would like to know, please do that. Why is sleep so important in Ayurveda, especially Maharishi Ayurveda?
Sleep is very important because it's one of the states of consciousness. We have something we call the states of consciousness. It means our consciousness can be in a specific state. In Maharishi Ayurveda, we know there are at least 7 states of consciousness that are possible for the human beings. And the first one is sleep. So that is a basic one. After that, we have dreaming, waking, then there's cosmic consciousness, there's divine consciousness, and then we have unity consciousness. But the main point is that sleep is the first one. It means that is the most basic state of consciousness. So that must be sound and good because it's a foundation for all the other states. So that is why sleep is of utmost importance. And it is described in the Ayurvedic texts that sleep brings happiness, it brings intelligence, it brings memory, it brings long life, and it also is the foundation of liberation, of higher states of consciousness.
If we look deeper into sleep, we could say often Westerners or today's world scientists say we need so much sleep. But we know in Maharishi Ayurveda, the sleep has to be um, 10 o'clock to, onwards, not 8 hours long starting from 2 p.m. So can you explain more about it?
Good question. I mean, not to interrupt, but there are 3 main factors about sleep. One is the length of sleep, how long you sleep.
Yeah.
The other one is the timing of the sleep. And the third one is the depth, how deep is the sleep. So these are 3 important factors. And most of the time, the discussion is only about the length of time and not about the timing or the depth. But these are equally important. Now, the length of time in modern medicine, we say between 5 hours and maybe 9 maximum. 5 to 7 is more common. But in Maharishi Ayurveda, we say this is individual. It is individual, but it could be anywhere from 5 up to 10 hours actually per night, depending on your individual age, constitution, situation. So the length of time can vary, but then we have the 2 other factors that you mentioned. The timing is actually even more important than the length of time you sleep. When do we sleep? And it is, of course, better to sleep early. Everybody, I think, knows that. Or if you don't know it, maybe you heard it from your grandmother. Go to bed earlier. So it means around 8:30, 9 o'clock is ideal. And the latest is 10. So really earlier to bed, because then the sleep will be more deep. So that's the next point, the depth of the sleep. If we get a really deep sleep, other mechanisms happen. The physiology starts to produce more serotonin, our happiness hormone. It starts to produce even growth hormone at a mature age, and growth hormone has a rejuvenating effect. And there is more profound self-repair in the lymphatic system of the brain, which means the brain's innate purification and detox system. And there is a deeper repair in the cardiovascular system and the immune system. So that is why we must consider all these 3 factors.
So that is very deep and elaborate information. I think people will think about it and ask you more questions. I have a question about this. So the sleep, of course, the night starts the day before. So early to rise is also important because I know you mentioned in the class that the early morning walk is so important because the sun that shines the skin traps in some type of energy.
Prana,
Can you
life
elaborate that, please, with the connection of the melatonin, something like that? So,
Now this is important again. The sleep should be early, as we said, early to sleep, but also beneficial early to rise. If we have a choice between early to bed and early to rise, I have to say, however, early to bed is more important than early to rise. But let's talk about early to rise. That is equally important because when we get up early and walk outside, preferably around sunrise, there is a different light at that time of the day. And in Ayurveda, we have a term we call it prana. It means life energy. So early in the morning, around sunrise, before and during sunrise, there is maximum amount of prana in the atmosphere. So when we go outside during this time, then we can absorb more prana. It means life energy. That is what gives us strength, stamina, happiness, energy, radiance, and long life. So prana is very important. So there's more prana around sunrise. But again, we must go to bed earlier. We cannot just get up early. We must have enough sleep. So what is important in the evening is also the light. Because the mind is sensitive to light, it means the brain actually and the whole physiology is sensitive to light. There's a small gland behind the forehead here. It's called the pineal gland. And that produces one hormone called melatonin. Now, the melatonin makes us sleepy. And the melatonin will be produced when it is dark. So when it starts becoming dark after sunrise, if we have no artificial lights, then the darkness affects this gland, and this gland is aware now it is dark, it is evening, and then it starts to produce melatonin. Melatonin is what makes you feel heavy, sleepy. The eyelids are falling and you feel heavy. This heaviness that makes you fall asleep, it comes from a specific hormone, melatonin. So we don't want a lot of light in the evening, and that's another reason why it's beneficial to go to bed early. And don't stay up late with lights, because then you switch off the gland and you switch off your own melatonin production.
So this brings me to two things, that all children should be on time in bed and all lights should be off, but also the adults needs to go on time to bed, because in that darkness all the cleaning up takes place, because we are truly in tune with nature.
Exactly.
I understood well.
Exactly. We have to go to bed early, and especially the children, that they get into a good habit.
Yeah.
And so actually you were right. The sleep starts in the morning. It starts the night before. So we must get up early and get that early morning light to be clear and fresh. And in the evening, if we plan to go to bed, say around 9 o'clock or 8:30, we should really start at 7:30 to wind down. It means weaning off from artificial light, no artificial light, maybe a Himalayan salt lamp with this amber light, very soft, dim light, if any lights at all, and then relaxing activities in the evening, like polishing your nails, polishing your shoes, polishing your silverware, or if you have brassware, even copperware, you may polish that, or you may just sit and talk with your family.
Beautiful.
About what was happy today, what was successful of this day, what do we look forward to tomorrow. So we may have these positive conversations. We may also listen to nice music, relaxing music. And we may do some knitting, some handiwork, where we don't use the brain. The main point is don't use the brain or the eyes after about 1 hour before going to bed. So maybe after 7:30 or 8. We don't want to have all these stimuli of the brain and the eyes, because then this gland is going to continue being stimulated and not winding down.
This is an old saying. I think all family members would say, it's not the time for doing this. We should go, rest, go sleep, read a relaxing book. So I'm so grateful you expanded on sleep today. And if there is any question, people can always write down so that you can always look. And
May I say one more?
yes, please.
One more tip for good sleep in the evening is to have a foot bath and then do foot massage with oil. Now, the foot bath you can do very easily if you have a shower. You just go into the shower, you just shower your feet with a shower just for 1 or 2 minutes. You don't need a big, what is it called, box with water and all that. You can simply just use a shower and shower your feet, dry them up, and after you massage with oil. So you can use a very good oil. For example, the castor oil is very thick and it brings happiness and grounding. So this will actually bring the energy from the brain into the body down to the feet. So it will make you more relaxed and not having all this activity in the brain that will keep you awake, all these racing thoughts. It's going to settle down. Plus, you're going to be, having a simple activity in the evening.
And some people like to take a quick shower or a warm bath. That is also possible.
That's even better if they can take a full bath. But if you don't take a full bath, at least take a bath of the feet. And it could be done very simply. Just shower on the feet, or even just put the foot one by one into the sink.
So these are just simple habits we can cultivate, create in our life, integrate, and Ayurveda can be a living, habit. It's simple. I'm so grateful for you.
I'm grateful
Thank
for you.
you.
That was a great interview. Thank you. And I wish for everyone who is listening today that you may have good, sound, continuous, deep, and wonderful sleep. Wake up fresh and happy.
Thank